Why, hello there! I'm gonna respond to a video, and I'm doing it very late and tired. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm responding late, tired, because I decided this is not the video I'm gonna yell at. Usually whenever I yell at people like this, it's people who have a little bit, a slightly more meaningful existence. You know, they maybe have a lot of videos, or they have some notoriety, something like that. But this guy is not known like Mike Parr. He only has one video and all that kind of stuff. So that's why it's not really needed to put much effort in. But why am I replying? Well, the reason I'm responding is because he's been trolling me for a little while. Not nearly as long as somebody like Alfonso, but he's been trolling for a little while, and he's also trolled people I know, so that kind of pissed me off. And also, considering the fact that he only has one video means that he should be really easy to discredit in his entire existence in one shot. So with that being said, let us watch this video and do this like old times.
Hello, my name is Edward. This is another edition of the Jack Files.
Hi Edward. Thank you for introducing me to the next edition of Jack Files. You only have one video, so I'm not sure where the other editions are. But I mean, I guess that's a way of making yourself appear, as if you have a lot of views, videos, supporters, etc. And also, I have nothing against fat people. I think people who make fat jokes are really ignorant. I mean, mainly because a person's appearance and or weight has no bearing on them as a person or their intelligence. But I'm just pointing this out as a fact, not as, you know, a bad thing. Why is every single MJ hater fat? I'm serious. Almost every single MJ hater I've seen is overweight. I guess that could support the fact they never leave their house and they troll all day, but you know, whatever.
I don't know which one this is. I actually done a lot of them. I don't know which ones I'm actually going to put up. But this one's actually very important because I just realized, I knew before how big this was for some people, but I want people to realize.
What, Michael Jackson dying is big news? Of course it's big news. It's massive news. I mean, when Michael Jackson died, it was the biggest news in the world, and it stayed that way for quite a long time, and rightfully so. You know, just because idiots like you don't think Michael Jackson had a meaning in this planet because you live under a hole, doesn't mean that his death wasn't big and didn't hurt a lot of people. The majority of the world, quite frankly.
How far people are taking this. Michael Jackson was a pedophile. Okay, I don't care
Prove it.
how you look at it. He could be the king of pop. I don't give a shit.
I'm not saying because he's the king of pop that he's innocent. I'm saying he's innocent based on facts. And you can't just go and say, I don't care how you put it. That's basically saying, I don't care what evidence you show me, he's a pedophile because I said he is. Well, you need to provide proof.
The motherfucker was a pedophile. Like, I played with little kids.
Prove it.
And in this country, when you do that, you get your ass sent to jail.
Actually, you get your ass into jail in any country, so the fuck?
And you get treated like a bitch by the inmates.
Yeah. If you're a pedophile, a rapist, a murderer, they will definitely treat you like their bitch. And if you went to jail, which you probably have, they would treat you like a bitch too, because you're an ignorant little fuck. I mean, you'd run in there and calling them all child molesters, and you get treated like a bitch yourself. Done deal.
Let me show you how big Michael Jackson's death is.
Okay.
Right now. Oh, what, like 2 weeks after he's been dead? 3 weeks?
3 weeks, okay.
I mean, who gives a shit? Let me show you how important people think this is. Alright, if you log on right now to www.cnn.com, let me tell you what came after Michael Jackson's drug overdose autopsy. Let me tell you what came after, okay? Alright, NASA Scrubs Shuttle Discovery Launch. Swine flu has killed could kill up to 90,000 U.S. citizens. Obama urged...
Which is bullshit. The swine flu didn't kill very many people at all. That's just actually one of the many stories the media makes up to scare people. But he names other stories, so it's okay. We'll continue.
Urges to reunite health reform. Prosecutor to probe CIA investigations. Girl dies after Bill washes her out to sea. All Medicare flights in states are free. Okay? Detainees go home after 7 years in Guantanamo Bay. Dad learns of son's death in Iraq. An actor takes a swipe at a senator. Infants.
Okay, we get it. A lot of stories came after, and the Michael Jackson story is still on the front page of the news. Is what he's trying to insinuate is that the news has their priorities wrong because there's all these stories, but yet Michael Jackson is still on the front page. Well, I got a couple explanations for your stupid fucking head. Number one, the reason why news reporters or news websites keep Michael Jackson on the front page is because Michael Jackson, as one single story, is bigger than all of these stories. In fact, he's bigger than all of them combined, but let's just be logical and say bigger than each one. It'll bring them more ratings if they keep Michael Jackson on the front page. I'm not supporting this ideal at all. You know, exploiting people's emotions or attention to get more views for the news and therefore get money is not a good thing, but I'm just telling you why they do it. They keep him on the front page because he's a very, 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 very hot topic, the biggest topic in the world, and one story about a disease or a murder or a soldier is going to get a lot less attention than Michael Jackson dying, so they keep him on the front page to get more attention. That's why they do it. Okay? Additionally, I've talked about in the past the difference between celebrities and soldiers, and how when a soldier dies nobody really cares or focuses on it, and when a celebrity dies they get all the attention. I want people, like I said in that video, I explained that it's not necessarily that people are stupid and put more importance on a celebrity than someone who fought for our country. It's just that it's more in your face. When a soldier dies, they show a little still image and say 100 other casualties. It's hard to feel connected to these soldiers when A, you've only seen a picture, and B, there's like 200 dying at a time. Whereas when a celebrity dies, it's right in your face. It's news all over the place, and it's someone who's been around for years and that, you know, we've heard about and known for years and years and years. If you're a fan, became attached to them. You're not a fan of a soldier. You don't know that soldier at all except for that picture. And if you're a family member or a friend, you haven't, you know, seen them in the music industry for like 20, 30 years. It's an attachment thing. Again, the media plays with your heartstrings, but that's the reason. So
Dead under a Texas trailer.
Dead! Dead! Do you understand dead? That's a bad thing. Oh, except for when Michael Jackson dies. Oh, I better... You're an idiot.
I mean, a girl after he gets sucked into a pool skimmer drain. I mean, what the hell is going on with people nowadays? If actual important news... well, here's another one. Armed robber hits...
Okay, so basically, you try and initially insinuate that Michael Jackson, you know, they have their priorities gone because Michael Jackson's still on the front page, but then you later on say that they're just ignoring important news entirely. Okay, so whether or not, if they have their priorities wrong, doesn't change the fact that Michael's death was still important. What you're saying here is that Michael's death was not only put in a weird priority, but it's not important at all. Explain to me in what world it's not important. Just because you don't like him and you think he's a pedophile doesn't mean his death wasn't important. He's the most iconic person who ever lived on Earth, and that's definitely important.
States. This is important shit. This is. And people are...
I agree. It is important stuff, but so is Michael Jackson's death, so why the fuck are you bitching?
Treating it like it's secondary news. Like some old woman got... Like some woman sued a cop for giving her a ticket for jaywalking. Now if that happened, I'd be like, who the fuck cares? But we're talking about major events that landed in CNN. Instead, people are paying attention to Michael Jackson. I'm getting all worked up, I'm sorry. Michael Jackson's dead. Who the fuck cares? What?
I would say about 75 to 80% of the world.
I found out he died. I was the first one to make jokes. They're like, he died of a drug.
Well, of course, you're an asshole. Play.
Overdose. I said, that's because he was trying to give coke to a 10-year-old and he tried to show him that it was okay to take. That's how he died. Someone says, that's mean. I said, no, this is mean. Michael Jackson was taking speed to outrun the cops because he just picked up a 10-year-old boy off the street. That's fucking mean. How about my favorite joke? favorite joke. Farrah Fawcett goes to heaven, and God asks her, you have, been so good to people. So what can I do for you to help the world? She's like, I want you to make all the children of the world safe. So God killed Michael Jackson. That's funny. I don't give a fuck who you are. Okay? If you think Michael Jackson's death is a big fucking deal, you are fucking retarded.
Okay, so let's just assume that Michael Jackson is a child molester, but everything else is also true. Okay, let's just play on that, okay? Michael Jackson is a child molester, but everything else is still true as well. Explain to me how a man who is one of the most influential, inspirational, humanitarian, and donated tons of money to charity, not a big deal. He's a pedophile. We'll say he's a pedophile for this little theory. But he's also a huge humanitarian. He also donated a ton of money. He's also made unbelievable music and inspired many people and influenced many people. Those are all positive things. So that in itself makes him a big deal. But he's still not a pedophile. I just thought I would give you some credit with that example. But whether if I use the example or use reality, you still end up wrong on both sides. So it's fun.
More important things going on in today's world. And then Michael Jackson's death. There are people that you probably know that have died. There are people that you probably know that are sick.
Number one, in your opinion, and number two, yeah, I'm sure there is. There could have been. I'm sure there's a family of Michael Jackson fans, and they probably all mourned on the 25th of June, and maybe one of those family members died on the 26th of June. Who are you to say that those people didn't divert their attention away from MJ and then put their attention on their family? Of course they're gonna go, oh my god, my family member is now dead. Michael died, it passed, it was yesterday, whatever. I gotta focus on my family now. You're basically insinuating that people are so retardedly, ignorant, and stupid that they're gonna focus on Michael Jackson's death and nothing else, whether if it's news or their own personal life. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, there are a lot of things going on nowadays that are more important than some drug addict, child molester, pop star dying.
Drug-dependent, innocent man dying.
That's the real God's honest truth. But a lot of...
The real God's honest truth. Because I have proof to back myself up. Oh, don't ask to see it. But I have it.
People are looking at it like we lost Jesus at his second coming.
No, Jesus never existed.
Michael Jackson was nobody to escape the length of the law. Because he...
What? When you idiots say stuff like Michael Jackson escaped the law, you sound really stupid. Because you're basically saying that Michael didn't go to court for a year and, have a trial and have the huge possibility of being found guilty, but he was found innocent because the facts pointed towards innocent. A trial happened. He was tried. Were you dead during this time? He was fucking tried, buddy.
File the families, children that were molested. Give me a second. I'm real worked up. He was allowed to escape prosecution.
I always love how haters try and comment to me saying I get worked up or that they struck a nerve on my channel, Matt's FTR, when this guy's openly saying I'm getting worked up over something that I'm making up in my own head, but yet I'm sitting here talking to this asshole. I'm relaxed. I mean, I wish I had some water in this glass, but I'm fine.
You tell poor families, I'll give you $10 million. And you make sure that your child never says anything. I'm going to make you sign a gag clause.
This guy thinks that Michael Jackson made people like Evan Chandler and the Arvizos sign a gag clause that they can't speak about anything as long as they take Michael's money. Do you have a copy of this contract? Because I'd like to see it. I mean, I know it doesn't exist, but I'd still like to see it.
If you ever say anything, I get all this money back. All of this money back. You're not going to say a goddamn thing if you're a poor family and you're struggling to survive. The people that worked for Michael Jackson were paid astronomical sums, and they were given gag clauses in their contracts.
Prove it. You see, that's actually something you could prove. These contracts must have some kind of track record. I mean, these papers must physically exist, no? In some form. Show me the form.
Anything they saw, they could never, ever say to anyone. Because if they did, they would be prosecuted to the full extent of the law for breaking their contract. For taking all that money. I mean, goddamn! You're not worked up again. I mean, son of a bitch.
Goddamn!
People are acting like we lost something important. We didn't lose shit. If you're a big Michael Jackson fan, you know what? I am too. Old Michael. Black Michael. Not Puerto Rican woman Michael.
Oh my god. Black Michael, not Puerto Rican Michael. I'm sorry. That was actually really fucking funny. That was funny. Oh my god. Hey, did you know there's a lot of haters who think that Michael Jackson was molesting kids ever since Thriller? So if you support Black Michael, you must support pedophilia. I mean, I'm just throwing your own logic back at you. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Because that's what I normally do, and it's fun to see it blow up in your face.
That white Frankenstein-looking motherfucker that we've been seeing for the last, 15, 20 years? I like Thriller Michael, Beat It Michael, the old Michael, when he was black. The new Michael, the one we've been dealing with for the last, decade or score of years, he was a child molesting. I saw that thing on 2020.
Oh, don't be so mean. I thought Dangerous and History and Invincible were pretty damn good. I mean, I thought they were pretty good. Don't you? You didn't like Dangerous?
Where that guy followed him around. This asshole had lost all sense of reality. His kids didn't even comprehend that they came from a woman. That's how fucked up this guy was.
What the fuck are you talking about? You don't think Michael's kids knew that babies come out of a vagina? Please send me a video of Paris Blanket or Prince saying, "What's a vagina? I came out of one? Oh, I thought I just came from a fucking stork." Please send me a video of them saying that.
He magically popped them out of his asshole. This guy was delusional. I mean, he hung a baby out of a third-story window because he thought it was funny.
I agree, that was actually really dumb. I've always agreed that Michael doing that with Blanket was the dumbest thing he's ever done, and dangerous. But the last thing you just said here was found it funny. I'm sorry, did Michael laugh about it? Because I watched footage of it happening and him talking about it afterwards, and I didn't see a single laughter come out of MJ. Yeah, you're making that up, like you've made up the last 6 minutes of this video.
Been a mother in Texas, Oklahoma, New York State, California, Florida, or Washington State, and you did that, the police would break down the door, wrestle you down to the ground, and handcuff your ass and take you to jail. If you're Michael Jackson, you pay off the cops, you pay off the prosecutors, you pay off the family, you pay off your fucking workers so they don't say shit. It was a travesty to law-abiding citizens everywhere, but Michael Jackson is celebrated rather than treated like the piece of shit he was. If you miss...
Just so you know, in the 7 minutes of this video, the only thing you said that is actually true is that it was stupid and dangerous for him to put Blanket over the balcony. That's the only thing you've said that's actually true. Everything else was pulled out of your ass, so what I thought I saw a spider. What? So again, proof.
Jackson, I'm sorry. You obviously didn't have a clue about what this person did, who he was doing it to, and how he got away with it. I mean...
If we didn't have a clue and you do have a clue, genius, again, show me some fucking documents instead of just talking about them.
I think that his death is a travesty. Look at the people in the news that are dying every day. Look at the fact that we pay more attention to Michael Jackson's death than we are about stopping drugs coming into this country. We pay more attention to Michael Jackson's death than the fact that car companies, banks are siphoning off billions of taxpayers' dollars to keep themselves afloat when they could have done it themselves. We're paying more attention to Michael Jackson's death than the fact that some of the programs we use for healthcare coverage in this country are being shredded because Obama is trying to start his own healthcare package.
All the news is equally devastating. Michael Jackson died. He's a human being too. All these stories, including the ones you're talking about, are important, and people focused on all of them. So what's your fucking problem? People just put a lot of importance on Michael Jackson dying because he was a very important person.
If you miss Michael Jackson, go to sleep, a 30 dying, bottle of scotch, and say goodbye. Because you don't deserve to wake up tomorrow.
You hear that? If you're a Michael Jackson fan and you miss him, you need to fucking die. These are the words of a man who cares about people in the world who have died, except for Michael Jackson. So basically, if you are Michael Jackson, or you like him, you deserve to die. But everyone else deserves to live. That includes the people who tell you to die, because they're the good ones. Like this fucker, who just straight up said, you deserve to die for liking an artist. I'm a good person.
It's gone. Nobody really cares. I know. You're thinking, there's
A lot of people fucking cried. A lot of people cried.
Well, they do. That's because he has billions. After he died...
Did you just say people cared because he has billions of dollars? What the fuck is going through your head?
His entire fucking family was fighting over money. Except for Janet, because she's got her own fucking money. She's like, fuck the rest of y'all, I got my own shit. I mean, but everybody else was like, I need my money, I gotta have my money. That's the only reason. Because he was the king of pop. Because he owned all the Beatles songs. I mean, who gives a shit? A child molester's dead. Celebrates. Alright, I'm just saying what a lot of people want to say and getting harassed by their friends because they said it. Fuck Michael Jackson, I'm glad he's dead. This is a blog on MySpace so they can rip out. This is going on YouTube, baby, where everybody can see it because I want you to see it and I want you to hear it. There's a motherfucker right now saying, I'm glad he's dead. And if reincarnation happens, I hope he's an anal bead. Fucking bitch. This is anal.
I hope he's an anal bead. Oh my god. More comments from the great minds of people who actually know the real world.
Words of the Jack Files, don't forget. It's all about freedom of speech. This is why I can say this. This is why I can do this. Remember.
You can say this. I'm not gonna report your video. I'm not gonna flag your video. You can run your mouth all you want. The verbal diarrhea is coming from your asshole. I'm not gonna censor you. I hate censorship. So, you speak all you want. You're making yourself look stupid by yourself. You didn't even need me to make you look stupid.
If you do not use your freedom of speech, somebody might take it away. Peace.
I actually like that outro sentence. If you don't use your freedom of speech, somebody might take it away. But, unfortunately, it's being said by an idiot, because he's the kind of guy who not only wants to take your freedom of speech, but thinks you should die if you like an artist that he doesn't like. Now, if that's not the logic of a fucking genius, then I don't know what is. Anyway, to the idiot who made this video, fuck you. You're wrong, as proven, and I'm going to bed. If you like this video, click the links below, check out all the shit I do, YouTube channels, blah 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 blah.